BoxBox Hub is an absolute essential for any Formula One fan, and the entire app with new widgets, statistics, localized race schedules, and countdowns, you name it. They even have support for Apple's new live activities feature with real-time updates during a race right on the lock screen, and honestly, some of the best looking widgets I've seen.
Well, it's a very wet and wild Tuesday out of my gallery at the moment, or my window, I should say. It is quite miserable, but luckily we are here in the beautiful sunshine of Budapest. Round four is the Hungary is the scene of round four of the Bronze Championship. Then, and is it business as usual now? Is it business resumed in the championship? I'm gonna be asking myself. Depends on how it goes today, of course. With Hings is now taken the lead in the driver's stand-ins of bronze, which I'm not surprised personally because I have think that Hings is a very impressive driver to say the least, but. Of course, we're only on round four, as I mentioned. We've got about 14 rounds to go, something like that. It doesn't feel like a longer season compared to what we normally have, because ALR normally has like a good old long season, don't they? Of about 20 plus races, don't they? But anyway, let's go through the standing, shall we? Whilst it's a very quiet track out there, we have got qualifying, which is coming up in just a few moments' time. 18 minutes then to sort out the grid then for Hungary. Possibly the most important qualifying session of the season with no Monaco on the calendar there for the second season in a row then, which is absolutely shocking. This is our 10th running of the Hungarian Grand Prix in the ALR calendar then, albeit this is only the 7th season of bronze then. Right then, let's go for the standards a bit quick. Hings is the championship leader, but it's a very slender 5 points between themselves and between Hings and Slayer. However, Slayer, since we had a update with the game, didn't we? And since then, Slayer has struggled, hasn't he? He won the last race before that update, and since then, we did see Slayer struggling. He did score some decent points last time out. I can't remember where we were last time, to be honest. Goodness me. But unfortunately for Slayer, he won the race just before the update came out, and he has lost the lead in the championship. Then we got the two McLarens of Brooksy and Smith, your mighty. What a start they have had in this season. It's been pretty emphatic for the McLaren team, and you'll see in the constructors how well they've done. Kiki, who won the first race of the season, has not scored a point since round one. We're on round four now. Consistency is the key. No pun intended there, or is it a pun? But it's not fun, certainly not for Kiki at the moment. Though he has not scored in the last two rounds there, so it is starting to become mission critical for Kiki if he wants to have a say in this championship, then, which I believe he does. Then, and unfortunately, he had issues, didn't he, with consistency at the beginning of last season. Then, so this has got to be an important race for Kiki. Serious Mushroom in sixth position with Sick as Muck there, who's really taken the form from last season over to this season as well. A great podium last time out, but can he keep that momentum going? Same with Duncan Davis, first ever podium. We got McLaren off then. Not sure which McLaren it is. I think it's Brooksy. It is Brooksy then having an issue, then that's not ideal at all for Brooksy, who's also involved in the championship hunt as well. Duncan Davis, first ever podium a couple of weeks ago in 8th position. Dynamo Dan, happy 40th start for Dynamo Dan tonight in 9th position. 10th position is the man on board now, Marski, two-time Grand Prix winner in bronze. Styles 11th, 12 FIFA Beefy, Moomin 13, Vintage is in 14th, Scooby Stew and Winnie 15th and 16th, Rocket Lead 17th position then, and Swanshanks in 18th position. Only two drivers of Kaz and Casal has not scored out of the opening three races. Shows how competitive the bronze is this season. Fastest lap then to start us on our journey in qualifying is Marsky. Vintage has done a 20 there to really just put together a banker lap there for Vintage before he really lets it loose in the Mercedes AMG. Constructors Championship. 71 points for McLaren, 22 points in front of the Williams team in second. Ferrari in third position, 5 points away from the Williams team with Alpine in fourth, AlphaTauri in fifth, Mercedes on 22 points, 18 for Haas, 15 for Red Bull, 15 for Aston Martin. Kiki is fastest and Alfa Romeo currently on 10 points at this moment in time there. and I'm very happy with that because, yes, I have nailed that down quite nicely, and so I'm overjoyed with that result. Then Kiki's overjoyed with that performance as well, as Sinkers Muck has gone fast, and we got retirements already, and that is Kassa out of qualifying, and Brooksy has gone second fastest, but only by a whisker away from Kiki by about 200 of a second, as the battle for pole position has already lit up, and we're only about 5 minutes into this qualifying session. Driver changes the course then for Silver last night then, as R2B2 is the 100% race distance master, now going to have a go in championship racing for ALR, as he is now going to be a part of the Aston Martin team, as King, who's to be fair, not really the king of attendance or the king of actually driving, because he's given it one race and called it a day. Good stuff. So it's actually going to be R2B then who'll be taking his seat, and FIFA Beefy there just going through turn 2, I believe it is. Here's the former championship leader Slayer, 55-4 in the second split time. Let's go to the comments, shall we? Rocket, even though I hope you're well, I'm very well, my good sir. Moving, let's go. Hashtag bronze. Hope everyone's well. Also Sean, and hopefully I do better than the first 3 races then. We have got our Jensen Button tier level of German, and of course he's now our super chatter. Great stuff indeed. I'm not sure if that's the right terminology. Slayer goes 5th fastest there, underlining again that the performance change on this game has really put Slayer on the back foot, hasn't it? And that is an absolute travesty for Slayer and for the Ferrari team as well. FIFA beeping there, just tackling the Hungarian Grand Prix then. So we got Yamakovic making his second appearance in bronze. We're on board with Winnie at the moment, and Yamakovic said, of course, absolutely brilliant on his debut a few weeks ago in Britain, and getting second position. Then on board Diamond Dan, happy for you for Diamond Dan. Moving, starting his lap as well. Here comes Smithy Almighty as well in the McLaren Mercedes. We go to just keep an eye on it, seeing who's doing what then. I don't know, actually. I think it's going to be Diamond Dan who's actually the first one around. Because somebody also moving as swapped cars with Gordo in the 100% realistic performance league tomorrow night as well. So now Moomin is in the Mercedes, whilst Gordo is gone to McLaren. Gordo calls second in that championship at the moment, which is really good stuff indeed. Evening to you, chappers there. Evening, Rocket. I'm feeling better for tonight. Moomin is saying that. Evening, evening, chappers. Goodness me, I'm not repeating that word because I've got propriety. Hello to Delando. Good evening to you, sir. Good evening, Kermit as well. Goodness gracious me. Good evening, everyone, and Sean. Hello to you, Nosy as well. Good luck front end before it's got Maldonado in the comments as well. I heard Slayer is still sandbagging, Dylan said that. Slayer certainly has been sandbagging since that update, hasn't it? I do feel sorry for Slayer, to be honest, because I think after that update, it's really put him on the back foot, hasn't it? And by the way, talking about that, I'm actually very disappointed, to be honest. It's who's gone third? Moomin's gone third. Good stuff indeed there from Moomin in Car 8. I'm actually disappointed that in our 10 seasons of ALR, no one has ever actually thought to create an account after a Formula 1 drive, which probably just shows how immature I am and how mature you guys are. But I certainly would have done it, to be honest. But that's because I think I'm a funny guy when I'm really not. Here comes Rocket Lee as well. I only thought of that earlier on when I was watching someone else's stream and someone called themselves Pastor Maldonado and basically controlling it. I thought it was legendary. Here's Rocket Lee, making his 4th Grand Prix start now. Rocket Lee has, of course, got a point on the board now in the Ferrari. Rocket Lee has that, of course. I've been in the last 2 races. Rocket Lee should have and could have got some, finished in the top 10 and got some points there. Last time out in Spain, then Rocket Lee across the line, a good 16 to start us on our journey. Rocket Lee is becoming a bit of a household name in terms of the qualifying performance so far for Rocket Lee. Great stuff indeed there. And we got a new comment as well then. Good stuff, but I can't see it at the moment, which is great. Swan Shanks going in 6 fast. It's his first top 10 finish for Swan Shanks in a very long time last time out there. Well over a season now. So Swan Shanks, great performance last time out in Spain. Great stuff indeed. Scooby Stew, another driver, did really well indeed. Here's the championship leader who's invalidated his lap there, Jay. That's not good at all then. As Irvine, welcome to the Jensen tier. That's great stuff indeed. I need to remember what Knowlesy told me about the tiers. I can't remember what they mean. To be honest, you probably told me whilst I was eating some chicken. Out the final turn then for Hingsy. Has having an advantage, Harry. 9 minutes since his qualifying session. He's pulling off to the side there. Hings is the championship leader. Car 5 in the Williams. Remember, any of you who love a bit of your history in Formula 1 would know that Car 5 quite synonymous with the Williams team. If you as a Nigel Mansell fan, or maybe even a Damon Hill fan as well, back in the 95 season. Well, unfortunately, actually, 95 and 96. Unfortunately, if you were a Damon Hill fan in 95, probably 95 is a season to forget for Damon Hill. I got a really soft spot for 95 because I think that was the first ever F1 game I ever bought, so that's why I like 95. And it was one of only a few games that and Hings is invalidated again, but he was going to abandon his time and come back into the pits. And Sarah's up the session. Here comes Cirrus Mushroom now. Of course, Cirrus Mushroom is nudging on 200 races in a row in ALR. In terms of the bronze championship, this is 50th Grand Prix start. Brooksy's fastest out by 0.2 of a second. Sorry, Mushroom, but Brooksy has stolen your thunder here. So Brooksy has gone faster by a tenth and a bit there. Great stuff indeed there. Fantastic. Brilliant stuff there indeed. £50 and I'll change my PSN to Timo Glock. Dolzy is saying that. Is that Glock? Goodness me. Maybe even Nakajima might be a good one as well, potentially. Actually, I would pay price stuff. I'm going to say that. Kiki's gone faster still. And as Mushroom on this 50 Grand Prix start has gone into a superb 6 passes. Sickest Muck is now in 5th, but it's Brooksy and Kiki, a showdown at the moment then in this Hungarian Grand Prix. Now, what about Jay Hings, the championship leader? That's 3 laps in a row where he is invalidated this time. Now, don't think he was on a push lap last lap then, so let's go for it again for Jay Hings, the championship leader. Kasa qualifying then. Duncan Dave on an outlap, and then Beefy Yamakovic has not qualified yet. I thought we had a full grid actually when I last had a gander, so someone must have dropped out very late on. I think it might be Kaz who's dropped out, unfortunately, very late on there for Kaz. So Yamakovic has come in then, and he got a very superb second position in the British Grand Prix not too long ago. Evening Sean, feeling good after the hardest point I've ever worked on that 2-stop strategy on Sunday. Ted Tango is saying that. Finally, not last, Ted Tango is saying as well. Unfortunately, Alpha, I don't want to put a damper on things. Ted Tango and Knowlesy, of course, both AlphaTauri drivers are in the chat. They have got 1 point now in the Gold Constructors Championship, but a bit of a difficult start then for the former Constructors Champions from 2 seasons ago. But on the plus side, at least you're still called AlphaTauri in this game, then, isn't it? You're not called RB or whatever they want to be called for the upcoming season in Formula 1 2024. I've also heard of whispers. Let's take a look. Hings goes third fastest there. I think that there's more in the piggyback now for Jay Hings because that was his 3rd lap on those soft tyres. He really had a struggle so far. Hings hasn't qualified in this so far. On board Duncan Dave. Duncan Dave is not pushing at the moment, so we're going to stick with Vintage. He's 0.2 of a second up, a quarter of a second up in the second split time there for Vintage. Welcome to the club, Irvine says at Nosy as well, and hello darling from ALR Esports. I have a feeling that might be in the ALR Esports account then. So of course, if it gets a bit sweary on that account, it's fine. But Vintage across line goes 11 faster as well. Of course, I think, actually, talking of which, we haven't seen much of Smithy, albeit I say we haven't seen much of Smithy, unbeknownst to me, he's in 4th position now. This is probably his short qualifying position. I have no idea what's going on. Here's Dynamo Dan, though, a former runner-up in the Bronze Championship. Smithy Almighty is borrowing fast wheel. Unbeknownst to me, I thought he borrowed it last week, but Smithy Almighty's got a problem with his wheel, and unfortunately, he's had to send it off, so he's borrowing fast wheel. So let's see if Farmer's actually got a hacking wheel then, or if he is actually quite quick then. I said a hacking wheel, not a hacking wheel, which to be honest actually. I wonder if Farf could be our new Flying Finn then, or Flying Farf potentially. Duncan Dave is going for a bite of the cherry now. And Ted Tango leading the way for the AlphaTauri team. He is indeed at the moment. Bad indigestion right now. A little ram chicken and bacon baguette down before quality. Oh gosh, that's not good, is it? I think that's kind of baguette is something that you shouldn't be ramming down your throat there, and you should probably savor it. That's what I say. I must say I'm not. I've not had a baguette actually in quite a number of weeks after Greg's kind of sold me short there, which I'm really upset by. Duncan Dave, 4th fastest out from Duncan Dave. Is Duncan Dave, when he first debuted, I think it was in Spa, wasn't it? Way back in yesteryear. I think that Duncan Dave was on pole position or very close to the top of the timesheets. Unfortunately, he retired from his first race, but he was one of the quickest drivers on that day in history and could have and should have won that race. Slayer is out out on circuit now. Then he's going for another bite of the cherry. Then we got 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Flicking it through turn 4. That's a lot of understeer there from the Ferrari. And Jay Hings is going to probably abandon that lap because that was quite horrific there. He was off to the sea park, unfortunately, for Slayer. So that's not ideal at all. What's Sickasmug doing? And he's out on circuit now. And just getting past one of the Williams and it's Tour. And I didn't see which Williams it was there. It was Winnie because I think the Winnie there is just starting his lap now. Was just about to start his lap. Leading it terribly at the moment there. Tango saying it. My TV keeps going in and out, then sounds like it does on Formula 1 sometimes. So weird. Then Cowboy Smashy, I reckon, would be a great name. Sean, that's actually a cracking name. I would actually quite like that name. But no disrespect on Kobayashi. I think he's an absolute legend, Kobayashi. One driver who I didn't deserve to lose his seat in F1 back in 2012. I was actually really gutted to see Kobayashi lead the sport. I think that Kobayashi is probably one of the best overtakers in Formula 1 up until when DRS came in then, because the 2009 that Toyota was magnificent. It's a shame Toyota went out of the championship as well as Sickasmug once again underlining his performance. Great 17 there for Sickasmug. I think he's going to be a major headache for a lot of the championship contenders. And here's Serious Mushroom for Serious Mushroom now. His 50th Grand Prix start. Happy 50th there for Serious Mushroom. Coming through the final couple of corners now in for Serious Mushroom. Half a second up nearly in the second split time. Yes, Kobayashi deserved to stay in Formula 1, and I wish the Toyota stayed in Formula 1 because I would love to have seen what Kobayashi did in a full season in that Toyota as well. Of course, he ruffled a few feathers from the Kobayashi, but a legend in of its own right. And occasionally the TV flashes. That's not ideal. Serious Mushroom, full fastest there from Mushroom. Found another half a second there and is moving himself onto the second row of the grid there for Mushroom. We have said it all along, and not only we, you viewers as well have also said about how Duncan Davis retired from the session. That's not ideal for Duncan Davis. Probably a lot who've been out there in this final stage here. And we've all said that Serious Mushroom, if he qualifies, will be a championship contender, and he's certainly shown that here tonight. Here comes Rocket Lee, then Rocket Lee, a great driver in qualifying now, and look at that, he underlines it again. He is a rocket ship, the Ferrari driver is, and goes third fastest. Rocket Lee has. He's never finished in the top 10 in his career in ALR just yet, but my goodness me, he is certainly a cracking qualifier. Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed. I'm looking for a Mercedes. Where is that Mercedes? It's Vintage, he's just starting his lap now. Alright then, we're down to the final showdown here in the Hungarian Grand Prix for pole position. And FIFA beef out the final turn, 60 seconds to go, then gone in 60 seconds. And unfortunately, we don't have Nicolas Cage on the circuit there, which I think is one of the biggest travesty in the world, because I do love Nicolas Cage. And Con Air is probably the best film ever created. Here's Smithy Almighty then. So Smithy Almighty has stolen fast wheel. So let's see what Smithy Almighty can do. He's had a great start to his championship, hasn't he? With hang on. Let me lean forward. He scored 2 fourths and a 6 so far, and across the line and 5th fastest there. Smithy and Brooksy have been the most consistent team on the grid so far, and that's a great time indeed. Then Jay Hings across the line then, and starting us outside. There's now Fatari quite close to the back of him there. I think that is Moomin there, trying to steal a slipstream there. Brooksy starting his lap with just 20 seconds to go then. So who is going to be last driver across the line in this one? What about Yamakovic then? Making his first lap as well. Williams in the background there. I think that's Winnie starting his lap indeed then. So who is going to be that last driver across the line? Into the pits comes Vintage. Checker flag is Blood Train Rocket Lee third. He's finished his lap. So has Serious Mushroom 6. Sickasmug 7. Marsky has also finished his lap. I'm looking for an Aston Martin. That's the wrong Aston Martin. Dynamite Dan, I think it's going to be the last driver across the line there. FIFA Beefy goes 11 fastest there for FIFA Beefy. A ALR veteran, car free. For FIFA Beefy then, of course, a very solid silver driver there, of course, returning to action and applying his trade in bronze then. Smithy Almighty coming back into the pits now then, after setting a very blistering time last lap, and he is going into 5th position at the moment. Here's Jay Hings, and we haven't seen the best of Hings yet then, after a pretty difficult opening few laps in this qualifying session, but has he recovered then? DOS right on the money across the line, second fastest there for Jay Hinks. Moving across the line, 8th and 9th fastest just behind him there. Kiki pole position there by a 15-4. What can Brooksy do? A 15-5. It's not enough for pole position there. My goodness me. And we're all in who's out of the circuit there. That's one of the Williams cars off the circuit. Donovan Danson validated. And it is Kiki taking a third pole position in the opening 3 races. Magnificent stuff indeed there for Kiki. Now he needs to convert this one. He needs to convert this into a win then. And for some reason, my Excel spreadsheet would not let me copy. That is shocking stuff indeed. But Kiki, pole position for the 3rd time this season. Wow, great stuff indeed there for Kiki. Now the pressure is going to be on for Kiki. He needs to get some good points in this one tonight there. That is his 8th pole position of his career in bronze as well. So magnificent stuff there for Kiki. And that he needs to get himself right back into the thick of things there. Perfect qualifying there for Kiki. Anyway, where am I? I think I'm in at least it's not 0 anymore. Be positive. Ted Tango is saying it. V-Carb for next season. Dynamite Dan is saying, I'm not commenting on it, V-Carb. I'm just going to call them the Taro Rosso. Laugh out loud. Or call them Minority. Well, I'm going to be honest. It's a rubbish name. An absolute rubbish name. I don't even know. I can't call them anything. I can't even take it seriously. Shocking stuff indeed. I could get on my high horse again about Andretti. What have I done? Oh, I thought I'd done something bad then. I leant on the X button. So there it is, a 10th for a second there between Kiki and Brooksy. That is battle for pole position now. Brooksy then is on row 1 with Jay Hinks, the championship leader in 3rd at the moment. Now Rocket Lee is going to be the wild card here in 4th position now. And I think that the drivers behind him are going to be quite concerned now. Rocket Lee then not in the championship fights at the moment now. So he is going to send it into turn 1. Surely we'll be back after these very important messages from BoxBox.
BoxBox Hub is an absolute essential for any Formula One fan, and the entire app with new widgets, statistics, localized race schedules, and countdowns, you name it. They even have support for Apple's new live activities feature with real-time updates during a race right on the lock screen, and honestly, some of the best looking widgets I've seen.
Well, what can I say? It's raining outside. It's raining in Hungary. I'm not surprised because Farf is the head of the session there, so I'm not surprised by it at all. But this is a good opportunity then to quickly go through some of the comments as well. Evening all, then happy to join the club, of course, with a mad nod there for everyone. Great stuff indeed. Ted Tango, Jacob, have you stuck on the monster set? That didn't turn there. He must have 0 wings. Delando is saying there. Of course, Delando, a former bronze champion as well. Ooh, I can send stickers indeed. What sticker is that? That sticker's far too small. Oops, I almost blocked Nosy then. That would have been bad, wouldn't it? Whoops. Right, there's dry tyres on the cars. Good heavens above. Oh, goodness me. Hang on. Let me quickly go through the comments. Ted Tiger, something we'd love to see next season's game is that we have the previous F1 rules like Q2. You start on the Q2 tyre, which I think would be really good for this, actually, to be fair. Yeah, because I do think that I'll just shake it up a bit. Or other qualifying systems, maybe with a mandatory 2 pit stop. That would be great as well. I had to unplug my TV. It kept blinking off on my lap sensor. Qualifying was not very good. Hoping it's solved now then. Rain, baby, rain now. And Dorsey is now shushing me. We've also got Movement saying it's raining, but it says dries. Movement is very confused. And Hockenheim 2018, here we go. Farf's lobby, it's raining. Typical, everyone's saying, yeah, boy, from Farf as well. By the way, give the stream a like and all that kind of good stuff. Thank you very much indeed. Let me go through the grid a bit quick. Whilst, I'm loving this. This is going to be great, isn't it? As Ted Tango said, 2018 Hockenheim, brilliant race. And it's going to be a brilliant race like this as well. And interestingly, look, Kiki on the hard tires, Swanshank's on the hard tires as well. Everyone else has gone medium or soft set, and softs for Brooksy, Hinks, and Rocket Lee and Smithfield Mighton. I reckon that's because they need to get these tires up to temperature pronto. Kiki, 8th pole position of his career with Brooksy alongside him on row 1, but the opposite end of tyre strategy. Brooksy's going to have a good run down into turn 1, along with Hinks, Rocket Lee, and Smithfield Mighty. Sirius Musher is the highest runner on the medium tyre there, with Sickers Buck 7th, 8th is Duncan Dave, with Moomin in 9th, Swanshanks in 10th position, the other driver on the hard tyres, Marsky, FIFA BP, Dynamo Dan, Vintage, Scooby Stew, Slayer, awful problems in qualifying for 2nd in the championship, Winnie, Yamakovic right down in 18th, terrible qualifying for Yamakovic, and Styles and Casal. They all line up on the grid now, preparing themselves for the start of the Hungarian Grand Prix. And my goodness gracious me, hashtag blame 5, Delando saying, absolutely, and that is a lot of rain on slick tyres. Everyone is on slick tyres, and this is going to get very interesting indeed. Everyone on slick tyres, but they're all 3 composite tyres are being used. And lights out here in Hungary. It is raining, but we're all on dry tyres. It is go! Watch carefully then, if we can see. Now we can. Brooksy is alongside, and Brooksy takes the lead in the Hungarian Grand Prix. The hard shot Kiki there is going to be struggling for good, and that's a Ferrari of Rocket League down the inside, takes the lead in the Hungarian Grand Prix, living up to his name. Rocket Lee is, and Duncan Davis at the back of the field, and he is perched on the curb there. Rocket Lee has gone wide then, he is back on the inside, he retakes the lead there as well, almost a swapper room there as well as they come up into turn 4 now. Rocket Lee, Brooksy, Higgs, Smithfield Mighty, Kiki, another bad start down into 5th position already. He's down 4 positions there. Higgs all over the gearbox. Oh my gosh, Terry, we got a 5-second penalty there for Yamakovic and for ignoring the 5-second, for ignoring yellow flags. And Rocket Lee's gone wide there. Rocket Lee's gone wide. He's out. He's out of place. And Kiki down the order. Kiki is down the order. Oh no, Kiki down in 19th position there. An action-packed start. Rocket, that is crucial for Brooksy, I feel, because I think the Rocket Lee they're struggling with the grip at the moment. Look at the soft run, it's a loving life out there at the moment. Down the inside goes Jay Higgs, and Rocket Lee though is not going to yield, is he? They're battling for the championship, but Rocket Lee wants a statement here tonight, and he's certainly giving one at the moment. Fantastic, absolutely incredible. That one completed. I'm in awe with these drivers, how they all kept it on the circuit more. Majority absolutely bow down to these kings and these legendary gentlemen and gentle person drivers there down into turn 1, and it is Brooksy leads half a second in front of Rocket Lee. Then it is Jay Higgs followed by Smithy. Sickest Merc up into 5th position there, and Kiki and Duncan David the biggest losers of the grid there. Rocket Lee though is not yielding here. Yellow flag as Vintage is off the circuit there. Turn 1 is becoming a major hazardous zone here. Recovers now. Magnificent stuff indeed then. Look at this yellow flag then is still for Vintage then. Brooksy 6/10 of a second in front of Rocket Lee. Jay Hinks is all of the gearbox of the Ferrari driving now. He is now going for it. He's out of that instant chicane. That's going to be bold. It's going to be beautiful. Not quite there for Jay Hinks there. Brooksy's a back end trying to overtake the front there. And look at that. And Rocket Lee then, goodness me there. He is strung now. He's starting to race with his wing mirrors there, which is allowing Brooksy to just zoom off into the distance here. Look at that queue starting to form behind the Ferrari driver of Rocket Lee. But Rocket Lee then is not going to, it's not blue flags, and he is racing for position. Rocket Lee is there. Still very light rain out there, but I think it is stopping surely. It is not at the moment though, is it? And I'm surprised that no one actually gambled on the intermediate tyres, because I think this is borderline intermediate territory, you know. Has DRS been enabled then? Not yet then. It might be enabled at the end of this lap, then I think it should be enabled at the end of this lap then, of course, said, but they'll have to wait a whole lap then before they get there, before they get the DRS protection now. And now here comes Jay Hinks and Rocket Lee, and he's going to be able to defend then. He cannot defend then. Look, DRS nowhere there. Well, up the inside goes Jay Hinks, the championship leader. No! Rocket Lee, I've swallowed my tongue. Rocket Lee has just to break so much nature. Now they're going side by side. And Jay Hings, I cannot afford a crash. But Rocket Lee is going, he's defending for all he's worth. He's got a swapperoo there. And Hings is now up into second position. That's crucial in this race. Yellow flags in turn 1 once again. And Sowen's off again. It's one of the Red Bulls. I think it's Styles actually in the Alpine car. And we've got Smithfield Mighty there, who is currently in 4th position. Can he get past? This is crucial, isn't it now? Rocket Lee is struggling for for pace in these very gingerly and moist conditions and into the chicane once again. Did Smithy go into the back of the Ferrari? I don't think he did actually there, but he's just taking a look. And yes, I agree. And I'm sure, as Nosey said, it's intermediate tyres. It is intermediate tyres, I think, surely. Yeah, I'm surprised no one's actually gone on the intermediate tyres. I'm surprised that I'm wondering if one of the drivers near the back of the field, like maybe would have thrown on the intermediate tyres potentially. Oh, that 3-0, 35, goodness me. And what a bad day to carry on wearing my work shirt. That is not going to be good at all. It's going to be saturated. The yellow flag at the back, then when the LP... It's Kiki! Oh no, Kiki's off the circle again. Those hard tyres are not biting the track at all here. Pit stop. Rocket Lee is in the pits. Movement's in the pits as well. I think they're going for the intermediate tyres and potentially if they listen to Nolte, they must have done surely. I wonder if Kiki might come in the pits as well. Maybe even Swanshanks. Where is Swanshanks? He's 16th in the money. He's the other driver on the hard tyre. And yeah, so only two drivers in the pits at the moment. Tyres, yeah, intermediate tyres, and it's going on for Rocket Lee. This is incredible stuff at the moment. Then, as Nosey, you can tell that Farf is in the race control now. He's not deemed at a wet track, has he, Farf? Has it? Incredible. Somebody, I'll keep reading out your comments as best I can. Then moving coming out of the pits now into the pits is Stars as well, also on the intermediate tyres. This is interesting. And how long is it going to rain for? Well, it doesn't look like it's stopping. And Brooks has got a 1 second advantage over Hings at his championship rival. Smith is in third position with sick as muck all over the gearbox in fourth. So top three are on soft tyres. The medium tyres at the moment there is going to be a go longer in this race than the soft tyres. However, in these tricky conditions, very tricky conditions though, how is the tyre life going to be? And I've had some refrigerators about half an hour ago and they're starting to repeat on me. Ted Tango down the pits. That was bold and brave, a bit brash, but brilliant. Ted Tango is saying there. I love very much poetry in motion there for Ted Tango as well as Yamakovic up the inside, but Scooby Stew is not having none of it then. But I think Scooby Stew's going to have to yield. No, he isn't. He's on the outside. Scooby Stew's opening, just couldn't get the traction into them. They're all in the pits and I think the intermediate time and Scooby Stew. Oh, he's on the wall. Scooby Stew is doing his best. David Coulthard impression. Smithy's in the pits and McLaren mechanics are out now. Is that intermediate tyres? Yes, it is intermediate tyres. I'm surprised no one on the intermediate tyres on the opening stages there. Out of the final turn there, and Swanshanks is staying up. So a lot of drivers coming in for intermediate tyres. Now, what a race this has been. I'm loving this. This is fantastic. I think that I like the fact is that it's not a clear-cut decision even. Look at this, and the drivers are coming into the pits on the intermediate tyres. Take a look at Rocket Lee. He is the highest runner on the intermediate tyres now. Let's see what his times are. Let's see what Smithy's times are. Kiki has stayed out. He's down in 14th position on pole sitter. It's not going well at all. Now we're in that weird period of it not being wet enough. Had a race like this on 2019 around here. It's still dry tyres. Ted Tango is saying it is very close, isn't it, to whether what's right and what's wrong. Oh, brilliant. Is that stopped raining? No, it hasn't. I was going to say if it's stopped raining, then that is a nightmare, isn't it, there for the intermediate runners there. Jay Hings is flying now. Looking at the gap is now 2.5 seconds. Sick as much there in a superb position, going for a second podium in a row here. Better than being on softs, mediums, on softs and mediums in these conditions. Knowles just saying that because you get better grip then. You certainly do indeed, of course. Nightbot also gives a very timely comment as well then, of course. Type in ALR into the comment section to sign up as well. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Swanshanks there is dropped down into 14th now. I think the runners on the hard tyres Kiki just didn't have any grip at all, did they? Which is why I think they just dropped then. So the highest runner is Rocket Lee into 11th position on the intermediate tyres. That could be an incredible manoeuvre, you know. For what's this? Swanshanks has lost out to Kiki. Behind us is moving on the intermediate tyres. I think the intermediate tyres are quicker tyre here. This track should automatically become inter-ted if the rain continues. Ted Tango is saying that. It's certainly continuing at the moment, isn't it? I think the intermediate tyres are the quicker tyre. But let's take over. Rocket Lee is he gaining on Duncan Dave, who is currently on the medium tyres there. Oh my word, what a fantastic race this has been so far. And who's out of the inside? That is Serious Mushroom there, passes and moves up into 50th position there. Swanshanks is still hanging it out on the intermediate tyres. Hungary Styles back in the pits. This is the battle for the lead here in Hungary. Look at that rain then, it's coming down. It's intermediate tyres at the moment, but the drivers at the front are still on the dry tyres then. Rocket Lee is all right behind Duncan Dave now. It's going to be difficult to overtake in the midfield here, even if you're on a tyre advantage then, which I think is very I think is very apt, isn't it? Yamakovic has passed his teammate Marsky up into sixth position there. That felt a very Michael Owen line that did there. To be honest, I have a lot of Michael Owen lines, to be honest. Of course, if the ball goes across the line, then it's a goal, isn't it? And all that kind of stuff. Oh no! Oh dear, it's a safety car. Whoa! And Rocket League almost off the circuit there. Now, it's a Rocket League's got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision. Did he go into the side of the Red Bull there and try and overtake them? But I think any drivers on the dry tyres are going to come to the pits now from the intermediate tyres. It is a safety car here. Is this going to help or hinder the race leaders? Brooksy leads and Stars out of the race, and he is furious at that then. I'm not sure. I think there's a safety car sitting there in front. I think the Brooksy, Hings and Sickers might get out in front of these Gagler cars here, you know. Potentially, and oh goodness me, I've got a sweat drop drifting all the way down me, all the way down my back and right into my back. Gosh, it's Tuesday. Right, we've got Rocket Lee, who is now. I think he's not. I think he's going to be too far back. Let's take a look. The leader's already going through the chicane here. So intermediate tires, I think, are the way to go. Swanshanks into the pit. Swanshanks are rolling the dice here and staying on the medium tires here in this one. Goodness gracious me. The safety car didn't catch the leader. Said no, they haven't. And I think these guys are going to stay out. So I'm sorry. I think these guys are going to keep the lead then. So that is. I think this might be heartbreaking, you know, for Rocket Lee then, because Rocket Lee, if the safety car didn't come out, I think he would have kept the lead, taken the lead in this one then. Very lucky for them, Tetang to say it. There's a movement, we just heard movement say that if he is Serious Mushroom is quicker than him, he will let him through. That bit of team tactics in the AlphaTauri or the V car that is Dylan and Delando and Nosey is saying that Brooksy coming into the pits. I looked up and I thought he was going into the wall there. But yes, Ted Tango is right. It's very lucky, isn't it, for these drivers that they're going to be in and out before Rocket League gets through then. And yes, so that safety car, unfortunately, it's kind of taken a sting out of the tail, hasn't it, really, in this race, which I'm a bit disappointed by, because I think up until then, I think that this race, it's dry tyres! Goodness gracious me! Actually, this race is still got a sting in the tail, and it shows I know nothing of this sport. Fantastic, isn't it? Sigersberg leads the Grand Prix. Marsky second. Kassawi's not scored a point in third position. Dynamo down, former runner-up in fourth. Brooksy fifth. Hings sixth. Slayer seventh. FIFA 8. Rocky Lee in ninth. Then with Slayer. Smithfield White 10th. I'm surprised that this is incredible. I love this race. It's fantastic. Really is indeed. I'm beside myself. More intermediate tires are for Moomin, and of course, as I think he's given up. Moomin has given up track position as Moomin has lost out to Kiki, who finds himself back past Duncan David. Moomin, then Winnie, then Swanshank staying on the wet on these slick tires. Mercedes are also in the pits as well. So leader of this race, it's actually sick as mud. Then that's medium compact tires going on for the Mercedes. I'm absolutely shocked at this race. Fantastic, isn't it? The AI pitted me, and I was wondering what was going on there for Moomin. So unfortunately, that is the problem, isn't it? Where if you go into AI mode, unfortunately, is what did the AI put movement on? The intermediate tires there. Unfortunately, that's the problem, isn't it? Where you when you go into AI mode, that AI may pit you. So that's unfortunate for Moomin. Moomin has lost a few positions there. Moomin was in front of Serious Mushroom in 11th position, so that is not good at all. So to me, I would hazard a guess then that the drivers at the front of the field still thinks that the slick tires are the way to go. What an incredible race it's been so far. The top four has not pitted. Sick as mud, Marsky, Kassau, Donmadan are all out on 7-lap old medium tires. Then we've got Brooksy, Hings, Slayer, and FIFA Beefy all coming to the pits on medium tires. Then we have got Rocket Lee, Smithfield Mighty, and Serious Mushroom, all on intermediate tyres. Yamakovic is in the heart of that intermediate battle, but he's on the hard tyres. 13th position, 14th Dynamo Dan, Duncan Dave, Scooby Steve Kiki, Moomin, and Winnie, all on intermediate tyres. In the back is Swanshanks and Vintage on medium tyres. And my gosh, that is all up in the air, isn't it, really? I would love to know when this rain stops, if this rain will stop as well. It could be anyone's race, this, to be honest. Delando is saying there, I needed a drink there, Moomin is saying, and so cause there's a lot of water coming out of the sky. I need a drink as well after this incredible opening 9 laps around here. Oh wow, what a race this has been so far. Ted Tango in the pits then. 10 more minutes of this rain, but if I had to make a prediction, about lap 15 to 20 is when we'll be running on a proper dry track. Ted Tango is saying that is only 5 laps away. So that is not enough time. That is not enough time, I don't think, to scamper out into the lead. The likes of Rocket League, Smithy Almighty, Cirrus Mushroom, and the other drivers on the intermediate tyre set to overtake the 8 cars in front of them and to then go for it, go like the wind, bullseye, and get a pit stop advantage there. I think then that is why the drivers at the front are staying on the dry tyres then. Swanee, we got Stars and Swanee get me front wing damage, and when I pitted, they didn't change the front wing and get me the wrong tyres for Stars. That is why Stars has unfortunately found himself into the Armco barrier at turn 1 there. So disappointing there for Stars then after a collision at turn 1 as well with Swanshank. So not ideal at all. Safety car still at the moment there, as we're going to take a bit of a deep breath here in this one now. So we are expecting the rain to stop then in the not too distant future, about that 15 to 20. If it's 20, it might help the intermediate tyres there. But this race is incredible, isn't it? What starts this Hungarian Grand Prix? Former race winner winning into the pits. Sorry, I was trying to get rid of it. I think Moomin had indigestion at the beginning of this race. I've got indigestion now as well. I'm overexcited myself. Moving into the pits now. That looks like the rain is actually easing off, because in the pit lane now you can kind of see the raindrops. So now medium tyres is on for Winnie. So I think that the Williams team has said to Winnie that Jay Hinks is on the medium tyres. So we think the rain is going to stop. So Winnie has come into the pits, thrown on the medium tyres, and now so Winnie had not much to lose then, unfortunately, down at the back of the field. But that could be a race altering tactic there. But Sickersmuck still leads. But Sickersmuck is going to have to pit then for a new set of hard tyres or soft tyres if he wants to complete the race in the with the relevant regulations, which means that anyone who's on the intermediate tyres, who's been on the intermediate tyres, just means that they could go back on the mediums if they like, because they do not need to use 2 types of tyres if they've used a rain tyre, of course. Although I think the top 4 would stay out on them worn tyres. It's a big mistake in these conditions, Ted Tango is saying. So Ted Tango feels that the grip is not going to be good for the top 4 there. I must admit, I thought that... well, no, 10 cars in at this lap then. I thought that, I haven't said that, Ted Tango is right, isn't he, really? Because the grip is going to be at a premium anyway. The best times, we've already seen what happened with Kiki on the opening couple of laps and on the hard tyre, so I think Ted Tango is spot on. But luckily, Formula 1 racing is not went on paper. And talking of which, actually, I think that we've got a DRS new rule, haven't we, for next season, where DRS will be enabled after 2 laps, not 3 in real world Formula 1, and it'll be after 1 lap after the safety car. Is that right? Or have I got that wrong? On the final turn, look, Sickersmuck is gone! Goodness me, and he flies out of the final turn. Sickersmuck has got a 2-second advantage over Marsky. Marsky's been caught napping there. Brooksy needs to get past these drivers quite quickly. And Dynamite, he's all over the gearbox of Dynamite down there. Dynamite down there, he's going for it. He's alongside the Aston Martin. And the rain is not as intense, it's not as heavily intensity as it was a minute or 2 ago, I feel. And that's McLaren speak then. We have got Kiki getting past Duncan Dave as well. There's Jay Hinks trying to go on the outside. This is crucial for Jay Hinks if he wants to keep up with Brooksy, which I think is going to be a race-long battle and race-long season on the outside. Dynamo down there, gave him just about a whips of Williams whips, and through he goes. This is going to be a fun restart, Knowlesy is saying that, and it's been very, I must say, that's a very good start for Sickersmuck. 2 seconds up the road already, and very well behaved as well. Oh, I'm dribbling. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh goodness me. Wait, I've got to get. Oh, never mind. It's all right. I just used my sleeve. So Slayer then is in 7th position. Oh, what's going on here? We've got Brooksy now trying to get past Kassa and Marsky. We also had a side-by-side action down the rear of the field as well. What about the intermediate runners? And look at that! And the car and Mark and the Kassa through. And Brooksy doesn't want to be wrong foot here, especially his championship rival Jay Hinks right turning into the gearbox. Smith Almighty's past Rocket League, and now into 9th position. Yellow flag. Then one of the Red Bulls off. Duncan Davis off and in the back of the field. Brooksy all over the gearbox of Marsky now needs a good run. Look at that, it's 3.5 seconds of Capris. Look at the background there with Brooksy who is out tires. Casal and Jay Hinks are going side by side down to one. It's 4 cars out in turn 1, and Brooksy's through up the inside. He's got track position. Passes the Alfa Romeo. Jay Hinks needs to get past Alfa Romeo as well. He needs to follow Brooksy through here. He has done just that. That is perfect. Yes, yes. And just like Ted Tango said, that it is the drivers on the old tires are really struggling on board the Ferrari of Slayer. And where's the intermediate runners? They're nowhere at the moment. Look, there's the first intermediate runner in the Papaya McLaren. Whoa, and who's that? That's bold from FIFA Beefy. Slayer's had to go wide. And now Slayer's going on the inside. That's a very slippery curve there. And on the outside, great overtake there from FIFA Beefy. I'm not sure if that was all legal or not then, but yeah, well, he's on the track for some of it, I suppose, so that's all fine and good. But Dirk in the background there, the intermediate tyres not lining up the track at all. And it is still raining out there. It is still raining at the moment, but I think that the race has shifted on its head again because then the dry tyres seem to be quicker at the moment. What an incredibly strange race this is. Fantastic. FIFA Beefy flying. He has passed his teammate as well. Scooby Shoo's got a 3-second penalty. Slayer on the outside now. Dynamo Dan. Is Dynamo Dan going to give him a Ferrari's whip? He does indeed there. And Slayer's going to take it. Great manoeuvre there for Slayer. And unfortunately, Dynamo Dan has got very old tyres on there. So Dynamo Dan is going to struggle to fend off the drivers behind him. And now here comes Smithy Almighty, the highest run on the intermediate tyres. It's not working out for Smithy at the moment. Smithy's on a great start to the season. Unfortunately at the moment, this race is not gone. Kiki there, right, diving down the inside there, and I thought he wasn't going to stop the car. Kiki, our pole series, I've been on pole 3 times this season. It feels like the TK season from 2 seasons ago in bronze there for Kiki at the moment. Again, a lot of poles, but unfortunately race results is eluding him at the moment there. Serious Mushroom 2 seconds back down the road from this gaggle of cars there. That to me means that the intermediate tires are not working at all then. Either way this race, the drivers are going to have another pit stop to make. Ted Tango is saying, and we love a bit of pit stop action, don't we? FIFA Beefy up the inside, that is bold, and Casals had to take a base of action, and now we've got the Ferrari Slayer in the background as well, and my goodness me, I don't think it's very difficult to overtake in that chicane there, and did FIFA Beefy warrant more room then in that chicane then, or was Casal had the right to turn in there? I'm not going to say, because I like to go with that. Right, Slayer down in there. Oh, my 7th position there. And who's that? That's Smithy Almighty, who is trying to fend off Kiki at the moment. Kiki going on the outside here. This seems to be a favourite overtaking opportunity. Gap at the front is less than a 10th per second there. Kiki into the pits now. Kiki, the race leader, former. Oh, Paul's into the lead. Into the pits. I say Brooksy takes the lead then. Passes Sigersmug. Sigersmug, though, is a robust defender at the best of times there. But he's going to have to yield at this stage of the race. And you see Sigersmug there, who I think, as Ted Tango said, they're all going to need to make one more stop anyway. But Sigersmug there is going to be going on the hard tyres. So I think the drivers in front of him are probably thinking about another set of medium tyres. Jay Hinks all over the gearbox now. Brooks going this way and that way. Jay Hinks leads the World Championship. He led the World Championship after an incredible performance in Spain just over a week ago. And once again, he is showing his might, isn't he, in this Williams car. Jay Hinks, in my opinion, was the favourite in the championship at the start of the season. And he is certainly showing it now. Brooks is going to have to really start to get his defensive hat on here, isn't he? Can he fend off Jay Hinks? Is an unstoppable force in bronze at the moment. We're on board with Hinks now in the Williams car. There's never a move on in that chicane, was Ted Tango Nosey. To be honest, I was expecting carnage. It's been really good racing from restart in difficult conditions, Nosey is saying. And the move into the chicane, I'm sure someone else had a bit of a very opportunistic manoeuvre into the chicane last night in silver as well. FIFA Beefy, Vintage has no, Vintage has left the session. Hoping to get back in pronto because he's in 13th position at the moment. FIFA Beefy then is now in he could potentially be on course for a podium. My word. And Yamakovic is through number 2 position on the hard tyres. Yamakovic is the only driver in these conditions to opt for the hard tyres. Everyone else is on the slick tyres has opted for the mediums at the moment. Slayer in 7th position then. Casal just in front of us and Marsky and Sigersmug going to be feeling quite concerned at this stage now. However, they have all Marsky, Casal and Sigersmug done a great job in this race. And the gap is 4 seconds. Seeker's Mug, I think, struggling superbly well. I do feel that the podium might be a bit of a struggle. Look, the rain is still coming down, but the track, the humidity out there must be quite high because the track is not looking wet at all. Now, look at how much has transitioned as Seeker's Mug there ventured off the circuit. We do not rent that part of the circuit, my good man. But he's not going to care about that, is he? And we've got more action at the chicane again. This, the Aston Martin, followed by the Alfa Romeo, followed by the Red Bull, followed by an Ferrari, followed by an Alfa Romeo, followed by Dynamo Dan. And we got the Alfa Romeo. Look at how dry that track is. And intermediate runners are going to be screaming now then. Oh my goodness, great speed. The VP Bulldozer at the moment, and he is having a full finish now. VP is doing a good job, isn't he, nonetheless. And Marski is struggling now. I think anyone then who is on the intermediate tyres, there's only Smith, Almighty and Moomin now. Everyone else has gone back onto the slick tyres, and it is the medium tyres. Jay Hings and Brooks is setting the fast up the race, and Sigmund into the pits now. And I feel that I'm wondering then what tyres is Sigmund going to go on. Surely it's the hard tyres now to the end of the race, and into the pits comes Smithy as well. And that intermediate tyre was certainly a worthwhile gamble, wasn't it? But what an incredible race! And look at this, how much gets Slayer down the inside. He's done it. Yes. Yes, he's through, passes Marski, and up into 5th position. Cassell is defending the inside, so Slayer's going to go on the outside. Incredible! Wow, fantastic! What a manoeuvre there, and what an incredible manoeuvre. The Alfa Romeos have just gone into each other in the background, and Cassell has had a look, but Slayer, my good heavens, what an incredible manoeuvre. Slayer, bold as you like there, and he is certainly Super Slayer tonight there, up into 4th position. And Slayer, who's of course won his first Grand Prix of his career 2 weeks ago, now in 4th position and has an outside chance potentially of getting on that podium once again and here tonight. Now we've got a gaggle of cars between Kassar, Marski, Yamakovic, needs to get through here quickly as possible. He's not getting any help from his teammate though, but of course Yamakovic may not need the help. Then through he goes up into 6th position now. And next target is Cassell. So Cassell and Marski then are going to come to the pits and go on the hard tyres, I believe. But Rocket Lee's got a penalty, unfortunately, for his troubles. And staying out still is Cassell and Marski then. I'm wondering if they're going to try and go on to the soft tyres at the end of this race. And is that too much of a stretch, though, for those two drivers then? Diamond down in the pits after 15 laps on the medium tyres there. Of course, we have heard Ted Tango say, oh my gosh, Sarah Yamakovic said, I think they're getting a bit mesmerised there by Cassell's rear posterior, and Cassell currently keeping 5th position at the moment there, but missed judge's braking point ever so slightly there. Dynamo Dan cut out of the pits now on the hard tyres. Dynamo Dan is until the end of the race, and he's behind Smithy. Moomin is just in the background there with Duncan Dave and Rocket Lee all the way down in 19th position. It was looking so good for Rocket Lee, but this race there is just turned on its head with unusual weather conditions. The rain has completely stopped now. The humidity must be absolutely through the roof for that track to dry out, and now the rain has stopped completely. And Ted Tango, I'm going to ask Ted Tango for the lottery numbers because he was absolutely on the money, wasn't he, in terms of the rain stopping. Sigurdsmuk into the pits. He's been out of the pits now. He's in 10th position. He's on soft compound tyres here, Sigurdsmuk is. So he's now going to really push those soft tyres. Not going to get to the end of the race, I hazard a guess. I hazard a guess at 17 laps already done, goodness me. I hazard a guess, and Brooksy is at the fast of the race, and Vintage is going to defend, but he can't defend because Kiki up into 11th position. Kiki needs to have a recovery drive now, doesn't he? He's going to have to try and get himself back into some major points. Yamakovic then up into 5th position, into the pits comes Cassell. Is Marski staying out? Marski is staying out. Swanshanks, another race in a row where he is absolutely on fire in the half car. And Sigurdsmuk is at the fast on the race. Swanshanks up into a supreme 6th position. This is the Swanshanks we know and love with a couple of podiums to his name. And now we're seeing the best of Swanshanks. Yellow flag, goodness me. Yellow flag is Duncan Dave having issues at turn 13. Cassell coming out of the pits now. And Duncan Dave is just gone all wrong, hasn't it, for the Red Bull. Hings currently in 2nd position as well then. So Hings is, and Morrison's back through past Swanshanks there is now Winnie losing that as well. But Swanshanks, who I thought was past Morski, but he is back behind the Alfa Romeo driver now. Yellow flag in one again. It's an Aston Martin this time, and who is that? Is that Dynamo Dan? It's Dynamo Dan then, and it looks like the hard tyres are just not biting the circuit. Duncan Dave and Dynamo Dan have both had offset. Yamakovic is doing a great job on those hard tyres, but everyone else is on the mediums. It's just everyone else on the mediums, and the drivers on the hards, the likes of Kiki, Dynamo Dan, and Rocket Lee and Duncan Dave having a good old scrap into turn 4 as well. I don't think the hard tyres are liking these conditions whatsoever. Sickers Muck is now in 7th position. I think Sickers Muck will be liking that Alfa Romeo to go to the pits, but Marski, of course, a seasoned veteran in ALR, is not going to go into the pits just because Sickers Muck wants him to. So Sickers Muck is going to have to make way on his own, and he has done that on the soft tyres. Up into 6th position he goes now. 5 drivers have got their penalties out there on lap 19 out of 35. I must say, this race has felt like 35 laps already. What an incredible race it has been there. Unusual race there for me then. Unusual race indeed. Moomin has got a fast lap of the race so far. Moomin down in 16th position. Moomin mentioned about how disappointed the season has been to start this one. Swanshanks is... Kiki through, cuts across Swanshanks. Up into 9th position. Swanshanks tyres are looking a little second hand now. Kiki is the highest runner on the youngest medium tyres with 5 laps now for Kiki, as German is singing his tune then. So can German sing Kiki to a recovery tonight? And the pole says there were 3 poles this season, 8 pole positions in his career, but this season has only yielded 1 Grand Prix win, 1 podium there for Kiki. He needs to find something in the bag tonight. We mentioned about it being a pressure cooker for Kiki. It's certainly becoming already. Remember, round 4, yes, it's very early on in the season, but you've only got 18 rounds this season for all the ALR Championship races there. Marski is not going to yield this one there. Kiki just needs to keep it tucked up and then get a better run out of turn 14. He'll have DRS, he'll have ERS as well, then side by side then. Marski's got no traction on those tyres, no purchase, and Kiki alongside gets past Marski up into 7th position there. Next target is about 3 seconds down the road, 4 seconds actually, which is Sickers Muck. But I think the Sickers Muck is going to not be able to be caught up just too quickly yet, because he's on the soft tyres. Soft tyres that I'm expecting Sickers Muck to come back into the pits later on in this race. And Marski is hanging out, and I think he's waiting to come to the pits and go on the soft tyres. Yamakovic currently in 5th position at the moment in the Alfa Romeo. So in front of us is Slayer. Then Slayer now is only a second back from FIFA Beefy. FIFA Beefy has driven a superb race. Ted Tango is called him a bulldozer. The Beefy bulldozer. He certainly has been like, but he's also been very much a strategicalist as well. If that's a word, it's probably not, but he's a strategic. But he has been a strategy masterclass there from the Aston Martin car. Yes, and goodness me. We'll have 21 out of 35 in this one. Right then, Jay Hings, the last car to play here is the tyre offset from Ted Tango. As we got German and Nosey shushing each other, I think, in the comments as well, with some lovely super chat stickers. If you want those, then get a tier. I don't mean a tear from the eye, I mean a tear in the YouTube channel. Oh goodness me, you got freeze a crowd here. Oh my goodness gracious me. FIFA Beefy, who is losing time, I think. Now, I don't think he's got the out-and-out pace in this race. Yamakovic looks the quickest out of the 3 cars at the moment. But Sickers Muck, he's never shy to stick his nose in there, is he? And there is the Haas car. You'll see him in the background. There he is, right there. And my word, and now Sickers Muck there is going to be very interested in this guy. Look, he's already run up behind him now. He's taken a second out then in this first sector. Is FIFA Beefy's tyres done it? Oh, Slayer's gone wide. Yamakovic is through and up into full finish now. And Slayer is going to be under the caution now from the Haas cars on. Here comes Sickers Muck, and he's going to break Somers there up the inside, passes the Ferrari, and runs him out wide there, and up into 5th position goes Sickers Muck there. Next target for Yamakovic, and he needs to get past FIFA Beefy pronto here. Can FIFA Beefy and all these drivers get to the end now on these tyres? And we think Ted Tango has said then that we are expecting a pit stops at the end of this race. But Sickers Muck then, is he going to go for a lunch break? He's surely in the window then. Yabakovic is through, and he is through then, but look at that though, Beef is not giving up here. Now we've got Sigismund now, who's also in the vicinity as well. Yabakovic on the outside takes third position now. And I think that Yabakovic is going to be very difficult to stop from there. Do you think that Yabakovic can get to the end on those hard tires? And if so, he is only 17 seconds behind Brooks. Jay Hinks is actually 3-4 seconds off the pace now of the race leader. Whilst I've been waffling on here, my word, what's going on here? And now we've got 4 cars out with, oh my word. And it is Cirrus Bush and Winnie. And now we've got Smithy back at the points as well. And Smithy, them having to try and race down in 10th position. And same with Cirrus Bush as well. Winnie is currently in 8th position, doing a great job for the Williams car. Wow, incredible stuff indeed then in this one. And now as we come up to the chicane once again, Williams followed by AlphaTauri, followed by McLaren, followed by someone else, followed by someone else as well. In-depth commentary as always from myself. Brooksy as in the pits comes Brooksy and Jay Hinks there. FIFA BP has lost out then. Let me read the comments then. Whatever that be, over or under, it's up to him then. Undercut lap 24 for softs for Jay Hinks, easy dubs. And Nosey is almost within a laugh with that prediction now because they are in the pits now. Jay Hinks there and Brooksy have both gone on medium tires. In Chester Strider as Yabakovic has taken the lead then. But look at that then, they're not too far in front there. But however, Brooksy's going to have to look at that. That is horrific there for the McLaren team, isn't it? That is not ideal at all with Slayer, FIFA and Sigismund all in front of him. Kiki in 6th position. Now Kiki's back in this race as well. Goodness gracious me. And now then the McLaren, who Brooksy will have a tyre advantage here. Where's Jay Hinks? And he's about 2-3. Look at that, Jay Hinks is already homing in on Brooksy. You'll see him in the background. No, we don't. We're just over the, just under the brow of the hill there. Yabakovic is a second in front of this gaggle of cars. Brooksy will have a tyre advantage there with just 13 laps to go in this race. But there is no overtaking. Well, you can overtake here, but I must say that it's going to be very difficult to overtake in this stage of the circuit. And you'll probably have to wait going down into turn 1 and maybe turn 2 as well. We have seen some bold overtakes here tonight, haven't we? But let's see how this one transpires. Kiki, who's just in the background as well. Kiki, who was on the harder tire, potentially the wrong tire to start the race on. Potentially in this race, which cost him pole position, but he's back up in the 6th position now with a great recovery drive as well. Ted Tango, unless they didn't have another set, they've missed the chance to cement a win by putting those soft tyres on. Ted Tango saying both the AlphaTauri drivers are in tune with each other out of the final turn. And as we got Sigismund, who's all over the back of Yabakovic and takes the lead into turn 1. Oh, contact there. Yabakovic is going to go up and under, is he? No, not quite. Brooksy and Kiki are swapping positions, and now Kiki's lost 2 and has lost a position to Jay Hinks somehow, and Jay Hinks has cut across it. Brooksy's going up the inside. No, he isn't. He's on the outside now. There are the 2 leaders, and here comes FIFA BP. Brooksy, wow, up into 4th position. He goes down with FIFA BP in 3rd, and with Slayer in 5th, with Hinks and Kiki 6th and 7th position at the moment. This is a crazy race so far. Brooksy needs to get past Pronto here now. This has very much said that this could be race winning territory we're in now. Brooksy up the inside to the chicane. That is bold. And oh, contact then as Hinks has knocked Slayer off the circuit there. Oh dear, oh dear. And that might get the wrath of the stewards there for Jay Hinks there. But nonetheless, he carries on, does he? He'll fight in the stewards room after the race, I'm sure. Brooksy, who has now got a 2-second deficit to the leaders. But he's going to have to catch and pass Yabakovic. Sigismund, I don't think he's going to be able to get to the end of this race. Jay Hinks, who now needs to get past FIFA Beef as well. Kiki running to get all over the back. Kiki on quite younger tyres older tyres compared to the drivers around him. Doing a great job, but I do think it's FIFA Beefy on the most round. Moonman's got a 3-second penalty out of the final turn. FIFA Beefy, I think, is not going to be able to fight this one too hard, but Kiki is, isn't he? And Kiki, then of course, some very bad luck in the opening couple of races. But he might be able to get third here, Kiki. Potentially, I think it's a stretch, isn't it? As we've got Casal, who's not scored any points so far this season. We've got 18 out of 20 of the full-time drivers that have scored. Casal is into 8th position on hard tires, so I don't think Casal needs to come back into the pits. Brooksy now then catched up to the back of Yabakovic. Sigismund back in the pits and is now out on soft tyres. Swanshanks going for fast time and getting 2-point score finish in the road. We're going to have a lot of drivers in the back actually on near the midfield. They're going for some soft tyres and they're going to be quicker than the hiccup now towards the end of this race. And on board with Brooks then, who's all over the back of Yabakovic and who has been pretty impressed with us in his opening 2 races. Stuck in the trunk now, Nosey is unlucky. Not sure what Jay Hinks could do there. Ted Tango is saying that in terms of the issue between himself and Slayer. I think, yeah, to be honest, he was between a rock and a hard place, wasn't he, Jay Hings? I do think the Slayer is going to be feeling a bit of grief though, is he? And on the inside there goes Brooksy, taking the lead there before the arch takes him down. Yamakovic then, who's on very hard tyres. He's been on those hard tyres since the safety car here. And Jay Hings has set the fast up the race. And here comes Yamakovic. He's going to have a look there. Brooksy there, too far in front at that stage. Jay Hings in at third position and has done the fast up, as I said, and Kiki fourth. Smith Almighty there once again with some pretty difficult circumstance in this one. It's now in fifth position. Casalis in sixth with Serious Motion 7. We're just taking a bit of a quick race update. Seekers Mug 8, Vintage in a great ninth position, but I do think he might tumble because there goes Marski up into 9th. Vintage down to 10th. Beef Beef is going to be on very new soft tyres. 12th position is Slayer with Dynamo Dan in 13th. Swan Shanks 14th. Duncan Dave 15th with Winnie on new soft tyres. Scooby Shaw on new softs as well. Moomin 18th, Rocket Lee in 19th. Only one retirement so far. Once again, retirements at an all-time premium in the races there. I think we only had 2 last night as well. Hings is through, passes Yamakovic as well. We only had 2 last night. Very impressive. The low luck of retirements in the opening race in season 10 of ALR have been absolutely stupendous. Really good stuff indeed there. Some of them have been pits and quits as well, and just shows that racing has been pretty impressive, hasn't it? There hasn't been many mistakes or offs, has there? There has been some race collisions there, which has led to pits and quits, but I think, well, overall, it's been pretty impressive. Into the pits comes Yamakovic now, then, and I think that the Alfa Romeo drive is going to be pretty quick. That's an Aston Martin off the circuit. It is Duncan Dave who, that's the whole the win gone. Is that going to be a safety car? I think it might be a VSC at the most. I don't think it's going to be a safety car. So I think we'll find that one. And where is Yamakovic? He's going to be out in front. No, he's behind his teammate. And oh, goodness me, Alfa Romeo going to go head to head once again in this one. Of course, they didn't leave each other much room before, did they? They certainly may not do it again. Sarah's mashed him into the pits and going for a splash and dash. If that still is a used term in F1, which it isn't now, because there's no fuel. Oh my word, there's no refueling. Winnie, Scooby Stew, Duncan Dave, all going side by side, almost attached to each other out of turn 1, but Winnie has won out in that battle with Scooby Stew now in 14th there, Duncan Dave in 15th position now. A lot of hard luck stories are in this race, isn't there? My word. Yeah, you could stick rockets to that Alfa round up, and you could do with 15 lap older tyres. Ted Tango is saying there is that Yamakovic is now thrown on the set of soft tyres, and he's going to be quicker than a Hictor. Red Bull off the circuit now, and who's that? That's Duncan Dave, and Duncan Dave off the circuit now, and that is the very spinny curb of turn 5. Duncan Dave, what a nightmare race. He had a very good race a few weeks ago in Austria, but Duncan Dave unfortunately having a nightmare. As I mentioned, there's a lot of hard luck. There's a lot of hard luck stories out here. Oh my gosh! And sick as mug. Oh, he's like Daniel Ricciardo-esque, isn't he, on that brake pedal? Sick as mug is. I'm absolutely amazed how he slowed that car down, and he's going for it again. And up the inside, and he's going for it there. Sick as mug's braking is incredible, and my goodness me, on the outside, and he is through it up into 4th position, passes Smithy Almighty on those soft tyres that Sick as Mug has got now. 8 laps there with a 9-second difference between himself and Kiki, and a 3-second penalty as well. Sick as Mug really knows how to slow that car down. I mentioned Daniel Ricciardo there on that brake pedal. My goodness gracious me, how does he do it? Fantastic. Moving. Oh, and there's Scooby Stew there, almost off the circuit. Swan Shank's got a 3-second penalty. Duncan Dave into the pits there. A nightmare race, unfortunately, for the Red Bull driver. Cassell driving a superb race, and then driving Dave behind momentarily. So Farfield's got probably the most difficult job of tonight then. And that is determining which 4 drivers is he going to nominate for driver of the day. And to be fair, I could think of like 8 drivers just by looking down that tower. I think that you could also probably nominate 8 drivers who've been the most unluckiest in this race. So on board Cassell. Cassell's not scored points this season, but he's in mighty fine for Marski, as we got a very quick Alfa Romeo just behind us, and who is flying of Yamakovic. Where can Yamakovic finish this race? Possibly fifth, maybe fourth, depending on how sick of my tires are. Yellow flag in sector 1, and I think it's Duncan Dave just getting out the way. I think it is that. Marski then just came out of the pits now. We got more action, and Moomin now through up into 13th goes Moomin. Winnie is going to try and defend. He cannot defend now. Moomin doing a good job on those medium tires. Moomin may have an outside chance of points here if anything goes skew whip for the top 10 later on in this race. Just watching the penalty situation. Only 3 and 6 second penalties on there, so very much keeping it clean here tonight. The bronze drivers are superb. 17, 3 seconds for Sickles Muck though. At the moment, no, he is not losing the position there, but that might cost him a podium. 3 seconds for Swanshank, 3 seconds for Moomin, Winnie, and Scooby Stew, and Rocket Lee. No one else in penalties at the moment, and at this stage of proceedings. And Cassal at 14th position there. Driver of the day nomination for me so far. Really brilliant driving indeed. And of course, this is what we expect from Cassal. When he returned to ALR after having about half a season out from Silver, which it didn't transpire too well, we expecting Cassal be at the sharp end of the field there. It has been a bit of a tough start for Cassal on his return to full-time racing in ALR, but this race shows what Cassal's caliber is. With a great, superb 7th position there, and a shrewd strategy call as well. Yamakovic currently up 12th position as well, but reserves don't get driver of the days, unfortunately, unless of course you're Welsh Maldonado. We've got Yamakovic now been in 6th position there as well, which I'm sure that Smithy would enjoy that comment, wouldn't he? As well, certainly Serious Mushroom would as well, of course. Serious Mushroom drove the drive of his life. I don't mean he was driving a Peugeot charged car. He did a great job in Silverstone, but unfortunately his lightning was well and truly stolen, wasn't it, for that Driver of the Day award last night. Smithy, Fifi, Kiki, and Brooksy for your Driver of the Day. Get those votes coming in now. And I must say, I have no idea who to vote for out of them drivers there. It's going to be quite a difficult one indeed then. Smithy down into 6th position now. Smithy is, but it's a great recovery drive nonetheless there. Brooksy 3 seconds there at the road from Hings now. Brooksy driving a superb race there and going for his first win of the season, I believe, if I'm not very much mistaken. And just now, as we're on board with Smithy Almighty, I just seen a bit of rain, didn't I? No, don't worry, that's the sweat coming off of my brow. About 31 out of 35 here then. Let's take a deep breath now, shall we? And let's quickly go for some shameless plugs, in which, after all the action that has been going on then, I have not done my duty as a commentator, and of course quickly giving a shout out to our sponsors and that kind of stuff. Thank you very much. Of course, BoxBox powers the stream then, and make sure you get your BoxBox apps on your phones ready for the pre-season testing, which gets underway in just a few weeks' time then. And of course, I'll be using my BoxBox app to keep up to date with the testing. We all know that testing doesn't mean anything, don't we? But let's be honest about it. We're all Formula 1 fans. We're all petrol heads. As much as we moan about a lot about Formula 1, we're still going to follow it anyway. As much as I moan about it a lot, goodness me, it's the only thing that gets me really upset about life is Formula 1. Yes, I would moan about F1, but let's be honest about it. I'm one of those people that would just sit down, watch the practice 1, practice 2, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, I have already booked off the 29th. Got pounds, that's going to be costly. I've already booked off the Thursday and the Friday for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Of course, we practice on Thursday, qualified on Friday, and the race on Saturday, and the same with Saudi Arabia as well, of course. So those are two Thursdays and Fridays I've booked off, along with I'll be keeping up to date with tests as well. So BoxBox is certainly going to be. It's certainly the app you need for about then. Basically, that's what I was trying to say. It took me a whole lot to get that sponsor out there. And also, of course, as well, then if you want to buy any ALR merchandise as well, you can go on to the shop. Oh, goodness me, it's FIFA Beefy there. And Sarah giving each other a bit of a love tap with each other as well. Kiki's got a penalty! And that could be costly. Sickles Muck has a penalty as well, but Yamakovic doesn't in 5th position. So Yamakovic could potentially get a podium here. Moving now into 11th position. Next target is his teammate, Serious Mushroom now. So Serious Mushroom then, who wonder if he's going to help Moomin get Moomin there, overtake there. Of course, Moomin does have a 3 second penalty, but he's about 9 seconds away from Serious Mushroom. About 3 laps to go. Possibly a bit too much of a stretch, unfortunately, for Moomin. But good drive today for Moomin. Yeah, of course, get your ALR hoodie as well. You can have a solid pink one, which is actually sat to my left. Oh no! Rocket Lee is off the circuit, and Rocket Lee is once again had such a great qualifying, but the race there for Rocket Lee just he's been one of the most unluckiest drivers on the field so far. That's such a shame there for Rocket Lee. But if you have one lap pace, as well as Swanshanks off the circuit. What's on the Swanshanks there? Is he got a puncture for Swanshanks there? Yellow flags here, there, and everywhere. And Swanshanks there is struggling to stay on the circuit. Well, that car is looking very, very... Swanshanks there going right into the barrier there. Luckily, he didn't retire from the race there. I'm wondering then if some drivers are maybe struggling with fuel as well, potentially. I don't think so, because we've had a safety car, haven't we? So I don't think we've got any fuel issues. That 33 hours. Anyway, yeah, well, I've done my shameless plug now. It's good stuff indeed then, so hopefully I'll get a chocolate bar. That 33 out of 35 here in this race. Duncan Dave's got a penalty. Falling apart, unfortunately, ever so slightly towards the end of this race for Swanshanks and for Rocket Lee, unfortunately. Duncan Dave, hats off to Duncan Dave, by the way, and Dynamo Dan for sticking with it, and for Rocket Lee, and for Swanshanks as well. It's been a trying race for a lot of those drivers, hasn't there, where it's just not gone well at all. Jay Hings has dropped right off to the back of Brooksy then. Brooksy has done a superlative job as he's gone head-to-head with... He's gone head-to-head, hasn't he, with Jay Hings, who is the championship favourite. I'm not going to make no votes about it then. He is the championship favourite. Brooksy has come up on top, has come up trumps tonight, hasn't he? What a performance for Jay Hings there. Rocket Lee out of the race, unfortunately, for Rocket Lee then. As our second retirement in this race there. Ted Tango, unfortunately, Rocket Lee has had a very Ferrari-like race. Lee has had a very low Ferrari race, unfortunately. Casal back past Smithy, who is starting to drop down the order now. He's done 18 laps on the medium tyres. Kiki's done 20 laps on the medium tyres there. Moomin losing out then to Marskew, who's going to be quite quick on those soft tyres now. Serious Mushrooms 10 seconds off the rope then with 2 laps to go. Serious Mushroom, as long as there's no issues with the car or Serious Mushroom, he should be able to get that car home and get a point there for the AlphaTauri. But yeah, Rocket Lee then, brilliant qualifying. Now, as I mentioned though, that if you got one lap pace, then the race pace is much easier to find, isn't it? Albeit, just ask Bjorn and Trulli that he did have trouble, didn't he? Unfortunately, in his career, from one is Trulli used to really so quick in qualifying, but race trim, he just used to be nowhere, didn't he? Which is very unusual indeed then. Rocket Lee, no comment there. I think Rocket Lee is going to be feeling very disappointed in this race. And to be fair, I don't blame Rocket Lee at all, because it has been a very hard-luck story, this one. As I was saying, here comes Jamakovic, and a late switch onto the soft tyres has propelled him up into fourth position, and maybe even third as well. And it would be third, actually. Now, he's got 3/10 of a second. No, he hasn't. He's got less than that now. And Jamakovic is going to steal that third position from Kiki. Kiki's had a great recovery drive in this one. He's had a great recovery drive in this one to make his way back on the third, but I think that Jamakovic is going to steal that. Brooksy, though, has been too good. And Brooksy does have 50% of the vote as well. 33 for Kiki, 70% for Smithy. Fee for Beefy, unfortunately, no percent of the vote now. But here is Brooksy. Yes, here, Ted Tango. This man has been in imperious form as he's gone head-to-head with Jay Hings. And what a battle these guys have then. This is going to be Brooksy's second Grand Prix win of his career in bronze. I think this is probably going to be his most complete performance as a Grand Prix driver. Out of the final turn, and Brooksy wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Then that is crucial for his championship campaign. And Jay Hings finishes second today, and it will be Jamakovic that it will be on the podium there with Kiki, who had a nightmare start to this race. What a recovery drive from Kiki to finish fourth there, and that is crucial in the championship as well. That's Kiki's first points since his win in the opening race in Silverstone a couple of weeks ago then. But it is Brooksy who's going to be on cloud nine, his first race win of the season, his second race win of his career, and in probably one one of the most toughest of races that these drivers will probably participate on in their careers, just because of the fact of that incredible start there, where it was borderline intermediate tires there. We thought it was intermediate tires there, but then of course then it became clear it was slick tires, wasn't it? Then, but of course, hindsight's a wonderful thing and all that. As we've got a lot of drivers are leaving the session, and so I can't. Well, I think the Brooksy won the race, and that's all I know. Nosy, great recovery from Kiki. I'll see you next week for round 5, Rocket Leader said. Rocket League's had 3, out of the 4 races that qualified him, Rocket League's had 3 very good qualifying performances. And so, as we mentioned, when that speed is much more difficult to find than race trim. So that is one thing that Rocket League can certainly, take away from the opening 4 races of his career in ALR, which has been a pleasure to watch Rocket League as well. Difficult race then with tyres. Stupid rain movement is saying got screwed over a couple of times. We'll take P16 to P7. Slayer is saying, and as we got a bit of spray the bubbly in the old rostrum. Then that's a MotoGP term, isn't it? There on the podium, I should say. Good gracious me. There's Serious Mushroom. Elvis is a liar. We've also got 75% now for Brooksy for driver of the day. Good stuff indeed. Let's take a follow look at the classification now, shall we? From the Hungarian Grand Prix. Brooksy, who's not classified there, but Brooksy got his 2nd race win of his career. Jay Hing 2nd today. 3rd position, Yamakovic. Great late call for soft tyres. Fast lap as well for Yamakovic. Coming in very late there as well. He didn't have any practice at all. Good stuff. Kiki 4th, great recovery drive as well for Kiki. Hats off. Sigismund 5th position. Casal from 20th to 6th. Magical. Smithfield Mighty 7th for that's far steering wheel. Slayer in 8th position. 9th is Serious Mushroom. Marsky gets the final point in 10th position. Moving just outside in 11th position. Vintage 12. Winnie, Scooby Stew, Brooksy. Winnie, Scooby Stew, FIFA Beefy, I think they're Donovan Dan and Swan 6. 2 retirements are Rocket Lee and Hungry Stars out of the Hungarian Grand Prix. And the next time that bronze, gold, and silver is going to be on your screens, I think will be in a week's time in Belgium. That's the one. I couldn't remember where it was then, and it took me a very long time. As we go back into the race, fantastic stuff indeed. Right then, let me get on to the interview, shall we? And I think we're going to start with Brooksy, I think, who's in the party. Brooksy, what a drive tonight then. You've gone head to head with Jay Hings there and you won it then. So how important is that, do you think, then, for your psyche?
It's just a good battle every week with him, to be fair. We know we're clean. We know like we can trust each other. But it was just an interesting race overall, to be fair.
It certainly was, because I was absolutely dumbfounded at the beginning there, where we've only got 17 minutes, by the way, guys, before our countdown finishes. Don't know what that's for. I was absolutely dumbfounded at the beginning, because it was raining, and it was raining heavily as well, but everyone was starting on slick tyres there. I was hazarding a guess that potentially you should have been starting on intermediate tyres. What was your thoughts of the opening stage of that race?
Well, the game didn't allow us to start on... Well, it did, but... I felt bad for Kiki, bless him. He started on the hards, so I think starting on the soft tyre was a good call. But when people went on to intermediates, they didn't see him as quick as people on the dry tyres, so we just stuck it out, and obviously it paid off in the end.
Me and Knowlesy was absolutely lost, to be honest, because I think Knowlesy said it's intermediates, definitely, and I was saying the same. But how did you know that the intermediate tyres are not quick then? Was you getting that information then from Percy?
How did you know? Well, no, we were in there, but we were thinking, is it or is it not? But then we were waiting for someone on the intermediates to do like a fast lap, but they didn't do it. And we still had loads of grip on those dry tyres anyway. So I think we're just seeing it out, but I think we got lucky in the end. It didn't rain too much.
And that safety car came out, I thought would have been the perfect time for you to go on intermediate tyres. Was you tempted to go on the intermediate tyres at all at that stage? Then we heard you saying that the intermediate tyres run quick, but surely it crossed your mind there and then that safety car appeared.
Well, it didn't cross my mind, but it crossed Lucas's mind. He did say, oh, you should box for intermediates. But then me and Jake were like, I don't think it's quick enough. And obviously it dried up pretty much like a couple laps after the safety car went in, so it was quite good.
That's why you're the brains behind this championship in gold last season, Brooksy. Fantastic. And of course, towards the end of that race, then you came out of the pits in the last stint, and there's an awful lot of traffic in front of you. How difficult was it just to get through those cars one at a time then, with Jay Hings and Kiki right on your tail?
I know both of those are quick. I think it was just trying to trust them and trust everyone around me. But I tried to find the right gaps, went for the right moves at the time that was needed. I didn't go for silly moves, which I would have last season. So like I said, every week it's just keeping that consistency, which is going good at the moment.
I must say, you're starting to sound like Nico Rosberg, but anyway, that is not an insult at all. Fantastic stuff today, Brooksy. What a drive to your second win of your career. Hings, what a drive to another podium for you as well. But that was a very odd start in the wet conditions there. And was you concerned? Was you concerned about Kiki on the hard tires? Because Brooksy mentioned that the hard tires was going to be slow off the line. Then was you concerned about where Kiki might end up, but maybe in the side if you're going into turn one?
Yeah, especially starting, so I was right behind him in P3, and I saved a set of softs from qualifying because you could see there was rain in the race, sorry. So I saved a set of softs, and then obviously starting a fresh soft behind someone on hards. I knew I was going to get a quicker launch, but Brooksy's came over quite smartly to kind of close the door so I couldn't use that good start, and then Rocket Lizard's gone down the inside, sorry, and made a great move. I feel a bit sorry for Lizo. He had a very good start with a very good move and just made a bit of a strategy error. But I think, regarding to Kiki, it's such a different strategy that you've got to think, how's this going to play out a lot later in the race? So I was a bit worried about that, but I think starting on softs was definitely the better call.
It certainly was. And you mentioned about Brooksy slamming the door shut on you into turn one then. Turn one, it seems to be the start around here, is certainly one of the key moments of the Grand Prix. So what was you thinking now for the rest of the race then? Was you thinking, I might switch to intermediate tyres, or I'm going to wait for Brooksy to box first, or I'm going to box first? How was you thinking about beating Brooksy after that turn one?
I think after turn one, and more specifically after we both got past Rocket Lizo, I felt like I was quicker in the rain when we was both on softs. Not a lot quicker, but just a little bit. So I thought my best chance was in that wet period. Obviously, Inters cross your mind, but with DRS still enabled, I think that was probably my biggest tell, is that we still had DRS and you didn't have those kind of random oversteer snaps. So I was comfortable staying out on the softs, well, for as long as I could really. And then in the end, they were quick enough. And then with the safety car especially, you didn't really see how the Inter strategy would have played out if obviously we had a full green flag race.
And of course, towards the after the safety car came in the pits and came back out and all that kind of jazz, you came out in some traffic as well. Was you concerned about your championship? I know that we're only on round 4, but it's a very short season this season of only 18 rounds. Then, was you concerned about losing a front wing or anything like that, with the drivers very much dicing and squabbling over third position at the time?
I think, yeah, you have to be when you're against people with older tyres. You've always got to keep in mind kind of what they're thinking and what they're feeling on their tyres, because you can't just drive on your own in that situation. You've got to kind of predict what people are going to do, like when they're going to brake, how much speed they're going to carry. I think that's the best way for me to avoid wing damage, and also trusting the drivers around me to be clean and fair, which they were.
Really good stuff today. Well done. We're a brilliant drive to second position now and keeping the lead in the championship then, which of course is what everyone is aiming for. Fantastic stuff indeed. And Yamakovic there, twice in bronze on the podium as well. Fantastic stuff indeed. But a bit of a different race compared to the front two today, as you went very long on those hard tyres, and I was impressed of how well you kept those tyres in then. I think you did 20 odd laps on those hard tyres, but how difficult was it to keep up with the pace of everyone else on medium tyres, and how did you keep it on the island?
Ginger, good evening to you and all to your viewers. The start of the race for me was just to be careful on the turn one and lap one, to avoid any contact and to use everything I got in the track. So regarding the position, I was I started on the medium compound, and I tried to keep up. I get some, how to say, places, but a second stint after the safety car came, I went to the hard, and I think that wasn't good options because I lose a lot. I think the
I think we've lost Yamakovic there. He's unless he's decided he's had enough of the race.
I'm here.
Hello.
Eh,
Sorry.
After the safety car came, I was on the hard. I was trying to pass a couple of guys who were on inter and medium, all medium. That's why I stuck behind, and Brooksy and Hings use it and make advantage in seconds. And after at the end of the race, I think 8 laps to the end, I was pitting and took the soft, and I took the bronze, third
You,
place.
you certainly did, and it was an inspired call as well. Did it cross your mind to try and go to the end on those hard tires? Because they probably would have been quite worn by that stage, or was you always thinking about going on softs on that last stint?
I was yes, I fell in the order like Brooksy and Higgins passed me, so I was thinking, yeah, maybe to try to soft. And I think I saw some guys on one driver was on with 3 seconds, and I was thinking, why not to try it with the soft. And after at the end, I was at the same position when I was on pitting with the hearts. So it was a gamble, paid off, and everything. For me, the race was good. I don't think I did some incidents. I think it was a clean race. I was a bit aggressive, but hopefully there will be no report. But at the end, with the 0 laps of practice, this is for me. Ginger. Uh,
Fantastic stuff.
yeah.
Brilliant stuff today. Well done today, my good sir. That's absolutely brilliant job indeed. Yeah, no practice at all. You know, getting in the car, getting a podium. I wish I could do that, but I can't even get out of the pits.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Right then, we're going to end it there then for tonight. Then, what a brilliant race that was. Then, a very unique start. I love that start. That was fantastic, wasn't it? There, very much edge of intermediate tires, but everyone stayed on the dry tires. Hats off to all the drivers that actually stayed on the island throughout the opening stages of that Grand Prix. I can't believe how skilled they were to do that. That was fantastic. Tomorrow night it is the 100% a real performance championship then resumes then. I cannot wait for that one there. I'll be watching it from my bed, mainly because I'm an old man now and I need to go to bed before 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock these days. Right then, that is it for me then. I'm going to actually hibernate now until we go to the best circuit in the world. It is Belgium in Spa for round 5 of the World Championship then. Gold, silver and bronze. Well, it is certainly stacking up to be a monumental season. Cannot